Alright guys, what's going on? Levi Trumbull reporting back from a temporary holiday hiatus. Don't get used to the facial hair. It is going away in a few days. But I just want to say that I hope everyone had a good holiday season, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you're out there celebrating. I hope it went well, and I know that we are about to head into the new year. I'm cognitive of that, and I actually was not about to even return until January 2024, but something came up where I had to sort of drop everything and make this video here today because, as you guys know, the news doesn't stop, and breaking news certainly comes regardless of whether I'm on duty or not. So something has come up locally that I have been working on the sides, and I now have to bring to the attention of the audience. So guys, I first just want to say what I'm about to tell you guys is going to be very limited and very preliminary at this moment, because as of this moment, I have multiple Maryland public information requests on the books. We are going to get a very concise and detailed report together before we bring you anything concrete. We want to bring you the raw sourced material. You know, we want to let the facts and the story and the videotape and the things that are going to come soon speak for themselves without me going on in any great detail. But we are going to give some limited detail as to what's going on here and now. So here's what's up. Here's a statement of fact. On December 26, 2023, in the city of Frederick, Maryland, 3 police officers for the Frederick City Police Department conducted an unlawful traffic stop onto me, yours truly. So I know with me saying that, a lot of you probably have questions, and again, we're gonna go into some of that information in limited form right now. So here's what's going on. As I was driving my vehicle along Route 40 in the city of Frederick on December 26, 2023, just a few days ago, I noticed a squad car, SUV, City of Frederick Police Department, flash his headlights on me and sort of blare his siren for me to pull over. I was driving along Route 40, and I pulled my sedan, my vehicle, into Boscov's, which if you're from Frederick, you know there's only one Boscov's in Frederick County, and that's in the city along Route 40. I pulled my vehicle into that parking lot, and from there, the traffic stop commenced. The officer approached me. I turned my vehicle off. I put my 2 front windows down, and the officer informed me that the reason for the traffic stop was because he had a hunch that my license plates could potentially be obstructed. He asked me all these questions, most of which I didn't engage very much, didn't answer some of them, so on and so forth. He then ordered me out of the vehicle. I stepped out of the vehicle, shut the door behind me, and he began to question me about whether or not I was DUI at that moment. Of course, I was not. I told him there's no way I'm DUI right now. That's crazy. I'm not under the influence of anything. And he asked me if I would conduct a field sobriety exercise. I know you guys all know what those. It's when you hop up and down on one foot and touch your nose and do all this, you know, worthless bullshit. You know how that goes. It's basically, it gives them probable cause to arrest you. I told the officer, there is no way that I'm doing a field sobriety exercise before you. You just told me that you suspect I'm under the influence. I'm not under the influence, so why would I give you probable cause to take me in right now? I said, but here's what I am required to do under the Maryland Transportation article. I will submit to blood, urine, or breath right now. Do you have your breathalyzer? He wouldn't breathalyze me. He said he didn't have it. At this point, a female officer is pulling up, and I said, well, does your female officer over here have her breathalyzer? She didn't have it either. So I said, I'm not going to do the field sobriety exercise. If you want to breathalyze me, you can do that. If you're not going to do that, I guess you're not going to do anything. And it's at this point, I figured they're just going to arrest me. They're going to take me in. But that didn't happen. The next thing he asked me is like, well, can we search the vehicle? And I know what you're thinking. You should absolutely say, no way, you're not going to search my vehicle. But I let them. And I let them for a couple reasons. I won't get into all of them right now. Well, again, I'm not going to make this a very long, drawn-out video. But I let them look in the vehicle, number one, because I absolutely knew for certain they were going to find nothing. And they really suspected that there was going to be something in that car. There was absolutely not. And they looked, they searched that car high and low. They looked at my the driver's seat, passengers, the back row of seats. They looked at my trunk. They found absolutely nothing. So at this point, they really had nothing to go off of. They couldn't make an arrest. They wouldn't breathalyze me, so they didn't have that. I wasn't doing any field sobriety exercises to give them probable cause. They found nothing in the car. So what do, right? Well, a third deputy pulled up. He got involved in the mix. They're back there running my license, seeing if I have any warrants or anything like that. And they got nothing. They're coming up flat, empty. They don't know what to do. So at this point, they revert back to, oh, well, we think that license plate cover might be an issue. So they remove my license plate cover. Again, I don't think they're allowed to do that. Not sure about that, but they took like a wrench, or not like a wrench, but they took some type of tool and they removed my license plate cover. Don't think they're allowed to do that. So after they did that, they're like, well, okay, now you can get out of here. And they didn't give me any paperwork documenting the traffic stop, which I think they're supposed to do. They've done it before in the past. They have to have some sort of record of the traffic stop, but they didn't in that case. Again, the reason we're not going to get into all this information here and now is because it's preliminary. I want to let you guys know what happened to me specifically. Sometimes you are the story, and today, unfortunately, I am the story, and that's what happened. More information is going to come out about it, but here's how we know it's unlawful. And now we're going to get into the why it's unlawful. So in Maryland, and it might work like this in other states, but in Maryland, you have what are known as primary offenses, vehicular offenses, and then secondary offenses. These come from the Maryland Transportation Articles. And an officer in the state of Maryland is allowed to pull a vehicle over for a primary offense. However, an officer may not pull a vehicle over for a secondary offense. Now remember, the officer who pulled me over said that he pulled me over for a hunch that my license plate was obstructed. Now, if that was true, that would be, and I can't remember specifically the exact citation number, but we'll put it up on screen. But that would be, under Maryland law, if true, if my license plate was actually obstructed, that would be considered a secondary vehicular offense. Therefore, an officer would not be able to pull me over for that alone. Now, when you have a secondary, you must have a primary offense to pull somebody over. So that means I primarily pulled you over for speeding. And when I pulled you over for speeding, while you were detained for speeding, I also noticed that you weren't wearing a seatbelt, or that your license plate could be obstructed. That is where the secondary offense comes in. A secondary offense means that you can only cite it if first you have a primary offense to go along with it. You cannot pull over a vehicle for a secondary offense in the state of Maryland. And in this case, this is exactly what the police officer did. He pulled me over for a secondary offense. He used that secondary offense, that unlawful traffic stop, to order me out of the vehicle, tried to accuse me of being on drugs, make me take a field sobriety test. Then he looked all through the car, his officers looked through the car, they found nothing, and then wouldn't even document, or at least give me documentation, of the traffic stop. So the traffic stop and all the fruits of the traffic stop were unlawful, no question about it. Now, what are we going to do about it? I'm glad you asked. Well, as of this moment, we have put the city of Frederick, Maryland on notice that we are going to be, not subpoenaing, we are going to be doing record requests for all of this body cam footage. Again, 3 officers, so it should be 3 body camera footages that we receive. And when we get that body camera footage, you can rest assured that we are going to bring it to you, the audience. Now look, guys, I gotta admit, I might not look so hot in this body camera footage. I have no idea. When they pulled me over, I certainly wasn't wearing the suit and tie. Maybe my hair was messy. I was wearing my snapback and whatever else it is I was wearing. I was wearing like this plaid hillbilly redneck jacket. Whatever. This is how I roll, guys. But I understand that it's going to be important for me to release this body camera footage so that people can know what an unlawful traffic stop looks like, because it just happened to me. And I just want to say this. Very often in Frederick County, when I'm dealing with police officers, it happens. I get recognized for some reason. They recognize me. It didn't happen in this instance. Thank God, because I got to be treated like anyone else would have been treated in that situation. They didn't recognize me, and I got to see what would actually happen. And it was not great. It was not great at all. It was unlawful. It should not have happened. And we are going to be following this case, and we are going to let you know what happens. But we are most certainly going to be bringing you that body camera footage from my unlawful traffic stop on December 26, 2023. Mark my words, when we get that body camera footage, and we hope that they don't fight us in the releasing of that footage, and when we get it, we are bringing it to you guys. Police officers in this state, in this country, have the duty to follow the law. It is not lawful to make an unlawful traffic stop. That's why they call it unlawful traffic stop. The key word is unlawful. You can't do it at all. And they did, and now there shall be public reaction. We are going to follow it, and we're going to let you know what comes next. But until then, Levi Trumbull reporting in Frederick County, Maryland. Oh, and one more thing. If you want to see that the release of this body camera footage gets released expeditedly, copy and paste this email address into your email and send the City of Frederick Legal Department an email saying, quote, release the Levi Trumbull body camera footage immediately. Put some heat on them, guys. So far, they're all right. It's been a good conversation. I don't suspect there'll be an issue with getting it, but let's speed it up a little bit. What do you say? Email them. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you.